back to the world of Terramentia. This week's class sneak peek is the Flame Warden, a super cool class that utilizes dragon aspects as well as fire. It puts these two things together in order to be a warden, a protector, hailing from Dragonport in the Flaming Fortress, where dragons are worshipped. Although the ancient dragons are gone, their memory remains. And what do the wardens protect in the Flaming Fortress at this point anyways? Please follow and support us as we get closer to our September 14th Kickstarter launch date. We really appreciate your support. Help make this dream become a reality. The playtesting has been a ton of fun. We're getting lots of good feedback, and we still need a ton of art to make this thing happen. Now let's discover some of the Flame Warden secrets and what makes them so great. Starting off with our level 1 as usual. The base health for the Flame Warden is 10, plus vitality, and you gain this amount every level. They get a +2 to spirit, a +2 to mana, and +1 weapon specialization. They also gain the language Draconic and start with the ability Master of Flame 1. For 1 action point, you may create a small amount of flame for non-combat purposes. They also start with Valixar's Will, Valixar being the great ancient dragon that sacrificed himself to save Terramentia in ancient times. Once per day, you may use a fire spell or dragon ability without spending the required base spirit or mana cost. You can also pick 4 abilities and spells, and you may choose your class attribute as strength or finesse, and that will be used to calculate your spirit power. At level 2, we have Honor the Dragons. This ability allows the Flame Warden to be very flexible and really be built well as a hybrid. But once per day out of combat, prepare a ritual that will allow you to spend spirit if it were mana, and mana if it were spirit, 1 time in a 24-hour period. This really adds flexibility to the class and your build path. At level 3, you have Savior 1. Once per day, conjure a barrier of magical red flame around a willing target to reduce fire, cold, and combat damage by half for 1 attack. At level 4, you gain Master of Flame 2 already. For 1 spirit, you may reroll an attack die when using a fire or dragon ability and gain +3 fire damage to that attack. You also have Valixar's Scales. Gain your resistance to fire. All fire damage you take is reduced by your fortitude +6. At level 5, you move into Savior 2 and Master of Flame 3. You may now use Savior 2 times per day now. The target of Savior may gain 2 mana for magical damage reduced, or gain 2 spirit for combat damage reduced. Master of Flame 3, you gain +6 fire damage instead of 3 when using this ability. At level 6, you have Flame Weapon 1. For 1 action point and 1 mana, you can imbue 1 weapon you have equipped with red flame, adding 1d8 fire damage to attacks made each round with that weapon for 2 rounds. Moving on now to a quick look at spells and abilities. At level 1, we have Fire Arrow. This is a basic attack that does not require mana or spirit, range 30 feet. Conjure a fiery projectile that does 1d12 plus willpower fire damage. We also have Sparks. For 1 action point, a range of 15 feet, sparks leap from you towards 1 target, doing 1d6 plus willpower fire damage. These are the base ranged attacks for this class. Note that they do not have a resource cost attached to them. They can do more damage, however, if you are built into willpower. We also at level 1 have Flame Blast, Shape Metal, Create Heat Aura, Dragon Claw, and Dragon Aspect. For 2 mana, imbue yourself with the power of an ancient dragon to double the damage of a single target fire attack or dragon aspect attack. Use before damage is rolled. At level 2, you already have some hard choices between Fiery Malediction. For 1 spirit, gain +3 to hit with attacks for a combat encounter against a target previously hit with a fire or dragon attack. Halo of Fire. For 2 action points and 1 mana, Create a ring of fire 10 feet high centered on you that automatically hits, dealing 1d6 plus willpower fire damage. This lasts 2 rounds. It also may be channeled for 1 action point per round. Dragon Sight. For 2 action points, levitate 30 feet into the air and triple the distance of your vision. And finally, Dragon Tail. 2 action points, 1 spirit. An ethereal dragon tail sweeps around you in a 15-foot arc. Targets must make a fortitude check versus your spirit power or be knocked down. At level 3, you have access to dragon armor crafting if this fits your character. If anyone has access to the resources that are so scarce in order to make dragon armor, it would be the Flame Wardens. At level 5, we have Controlled Fireball. Throw a ball of red-hot fire at a target that splashes to all enemies within 5 feet, 2d10 plus willpower fire damage. You also have Flame Trail and Firewall as mana spenders. In terms of roleplay at this level, you also have choices like Wisdom of Dragons, gain +6 to an intellect or wits check, or Dragon's Might, gain +6 to strength or finesse related check. As a spirit spender, you could choose to pick up Talon Strike. Make an attack with your weapon, dealing its damage. If Flame Weapon is active, the target must make a fortitude check against your spirit power or suffer an additional 6 fire damage. Here's a few spells you can gain leading up to level 17. Combustion, Concentrated Flames, Dragon Wings, Controlled Firestorm, Valixar's Breath, Valixar's Wings, or Valixar's Battle Plan. Those 3 are the level 17 capstone choices. You only get to pick one, so let me know, what do you guys think they do? The Flame Warden is a really fun class. I love the different build paths that it can take. I love that it can do high damage or be a protector, martial or caster. The design concept for classes is to enable the player to have fun and to have meaningful choices. Some classes are very specified, but our goal was to have most of them, like the Flame Warden here, or the Solar Guardian, or especially the Solar Witch, to really have those different paths to lay out. Building a character is, one of the best parts of a tabletop role-playing game. Please, once again, support us as we go towards our September 14th Kickstarter. We appreciate all of your support, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.